Welcome everybody in to the Ryco Performance Friday night NiS top split action from the Michigan International Speedway. We saw some barn burner of races on the Ryco Performance Monday night top split earlier this week, and we expect a perfect 3 for 3 tonight because I mean these next gen cars at Michigan are fantastic to watch on broadcast. I'm Austin Edstrom, standing alongside Sheldon Adkins, and Austin Derbyshire is behind the production booth as always as we get the aerial view coming down around the Great Lakes in northern United States, around Michigan, down to the Michigan International Speedway, getting a little bit of a view of this 2-mile behemoth that we will be racing at tonight.
What a beautiful facility is, man. Like the other night, I couldn't tell if we were watching Michigan or Atlanta or Daytona. The tandem drafting was just insane the other night.
Well, it was insane the other night, and we got a little bit of a heads up of what it's gonna look like tonight. So, Sheldon, now that you kind of have that heads up, you have an idea of what tonight's racing is gonna look like. What are your keys for the NiS edition tonight?
Well, One of the first things that I noticed Monday night, you've got to have yourself a friend. So find a buddy. Even if you're socially anxious like I am, you got to learn to be a social butterfly here. You got to find somebody to work with, somebody that's going to push you through the pack, somebody you can lock bumpers with and try to make your moves to the front. After that, you're going to want to use every option you have with the arrow. You want to use side draft. You're going to pull the draft on the guy in front of you. You're going to arrow block to try and keep the guys behind you in the corners. Every little tool that you have in that toolbox, use it. It's going to pay off here. Then third of all, same thing as anytime we go to Super Speedway and we start having pack racing, don't die. You can't win the thing if you're on the rollback, sitting in pit road, smoke. Got to have that thing in one piece. Bring it home.
Yeah, you absolutely don't want to go head on into the outside wall at Michigan, traveling 180, 190, 200 miles an hour. Moving into our broadcast picks, though, we've had a little bit of racing this week to kind of get an idea. I'm going to pick Justin Levine. This is it's a plate track. It's Levine. I think this is Levine tonight. I really do.
Yeah, that's a hard stretch. The guy that's pretty much dominated every plate track we've ever been to. Let me give it a quick look here, and you know what? I'm gonna go with Joseph Square tonight. I feel like tonight's gonna be a breakout even for him.
Ooh, I like that pick. Joseph Squared bringing it home at the top for Sheldon, and then Matt Busa for Austin Derbyshire, our producer. Spreading out the picks pretty differently tonight. Typically, we have a little bit of overlap, but Michigan, like I said, it's not a plate race. It doesn't have restricted plates. It doesn't have tapered spacers that are limiting the horsepower down to super speedway levels, but it basically races like a hybrid super speedway. And a couple months ago, whenever I was broadcasting races here, I coined the phrase North Talladega. And that's honestly the best way I can say it. Auto Club has turned into a Western Talladega, Michigan, North Talladega for the A car, for sure. And it's going to be fantastic, man. It leads itself to a very different style of racing, not quite the super speedway pack racing that we're used to, but mighty close to it with some heavy runs. And we're about to get the race kicked off, so we're going to run through that starting grid real quick. Clayton Hoffman, he won the Thursday morning NiS Open for this week at Michigan with the 4500 SOF. He's going to be starting on the pole here tonight with Nicholas Roman on his outside in second. Alex Montanelli in third place with Raul Saraiva in fourth, Nicholas Patovich in fifth, Jacob Schneider on his outside in sixth, Tommy Gossett lining up in seventh, Thomas Kolomazinski in eighth, PB Henry in ninth, and Joseph Tucker in 10th.
11th place, we've got the always aggressive Brad Newman, followed by J.R. Barbarema in 12th. 13th is going to be my pick, Joseph Squared, followed by Jeff Shutt in 14th. 15th is going to be Roger Pierce, followed by Justin Levine in 16th. 17th is going to be Jason D. Maines with Sean Rogers in 18th. 19th is going to be Robert Fitzpatrick Jr., and rounding out your top 20 is going to be Miller Bonds.
21st place is going to be Nolan Hodgson with Justin Nenke on his outside in 22nd. Cole Pauken in 23rd with Pedro de Oliveira in 24th. Jose Acosta in 25th. Kevin King on his outside in 26th. Aaron Vasquez starting in the 27th place spot, the last of your qualifiers tonight. Matt Busa going to be starting on his outside in 28th with Maggie McGuire and Matt Cox rounding out row 15. Carlos Velasquez Jr. is going to be starting in 31st with Jacob Klein in 32nd, Vincent Crowe 33rd, Stan Hammonds in 34th. Alan Pajari is going to be starting in 35th with Lucas Abreu in 36th. And then rounding out your 37-car field here tonight is Luis Becerra.
Sorry about that. I'm used to our abbreviated grids. I keep forgetting that we get 30 plus of them here at NiS.
Yeah, whenever we come in here for the NiS, we get a little bit more, so you got to pay attention for a little bit longer, Sheldon. I'm so sorry that you have to have a longer attention span than you're used to.
TikTok brain, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that, right? YouTube Shorts, they just they melt your brain. That's where the brain rot came from a couple weeks ago.
A little bit of driver chatter going on already. Jacob Schneider is thanking him for allowing him to race this weekend.
We appreciate Brandon in the chat too. Brandon, we're hoping that we got some good jokes in store for you here tonight as well, like we did Monday night. Might try to stay away from certain aspects, but we're not going to be afraid to cut loose a little bit here tonight, especially with a longer race. There's going to be some moments of inaction. Well, I say that Michigan, it could be pretty active the entire time.
I mean, I don't think we got a second to catch our breaths the other night.
No.
As close as these guys were.
And I expect more of the same, right? I mean, I think we're going to see a couple people just completely charge through this field like a bat out of hell right off the beginning of this thing. It seems like for whatever reason, you come to these places for these NiS races, and there's going to be 2, 3, 4 guys that just decide to push right at the beginning, and it's going to work. Somebody can come from 30th to 1st in 5 laps at Michigan in the early going whenever a lot of people are saving. So I wouldn't be surprised if a couple people tried to do that.
Well, one guy further in the pack that I think is going to be pretty interesting to follow tonight. Kevin King in that 4-car. I ran a truck race with him at Watkins Glen this week, and oh my God, did he put a whooping on the field. Just about lapped everybody. It felt like that guy was gone from the drop of the rag.
We appreciate you, Ace, up in chat. Thank you for the kind words as we're getting ready to go green flag racing. iRacing pace car getting ready to pull off of turn number 4 here at Michigan. Clayton Hoffman up on the pole. Your Thursday morning NIS winner, Nicholas Roman in that Ryco Performance Ford Mustang on the outside. Coming up to the restart zone for the first time tonight. The green flag is flying and we are racing from Michigan. 2x2 all through the field as we funnel down into turn number 1. Roman had a really good start on that outside. Got a good push from Raul in the 21. He finds a little bit of clean air way up on the outside of the racetrack, but you just don't really have the speed coming down into turn number 1 on a restart to get any momentum. On the very outside, Roman, who is just 1 lane up, gets the momentum coming off of the corner. He's going to rocket by to first, and that inside line is not really existent coming down the back straightaway up front.
Yeah, and you got to look at, too, up there on the top line, Roman had a little bit of help behind him. Had that, oh, it's going to be close coming out of 4. Just about got clipped by Sareva there. But nice and clean 3-car tango up here on the outside line, and that's what's going to be making the run for these guys here. You see Hoffman on the inside. He does not have anybody working with him. Up there on the top, everybody's stacked up, pushing the rear bumper of that 95 machine of Roman. As you see, Raw dive down to the bottom here, try to make a move.
Yeah,
Tuck back in,
Ryco tried into turn number 1, didn't quite have the momentum through the center of the corner. Roman was able to put it on his door and just keep that position. Now he gives him the dirty air through 3 and 4, allowing his Ryco teammate to get to his outside, or to get to the outside of Saravia, I should say. That's Jacob Schneider, who has pushed himself up from the 6th place position, now fighting for 2nd as we cross the start-finish line, starting lap number 3.
Oh, is that what I think that is on those cars?
Different paints, I can tell them apart. Ken Byron, thank you.
From the looks of it, I want to say that is a Scott Bloomquist tribute.
Oh, wow. Well, then I was not the biggest fan myself, so I would have been unaware, but that is a great tribute to him after he passed away. Was that today? This morning that he passed away?
It's so heartbreaking. An absolute legend of the dirt and just the motorsports community as a whole. I've always referred to him as the John Force of dirt cars because that personality, I swear, it just lines up. You could see him and John Force having a blast, and it is just such a loss for the motorsports community for him to not be around anymore.
I wish that I was a bigger dirt fan so that I could understand his meaning, or the meaning that he had to the dirt racing community a little bit more, so I could kind of give him the proper shout out. I'm glad that you could kind of help with that a little bit, because unfortunately I'm not as knowledgeable as some people on it. But rest in peace to Scott Bloomquist. Love that paint scheme there from Jacob Schneider honoring a hero.
Yeah, and it looks like it is all across the board among the Ryco machines here for the majority. There's a handful of them running it right now, and I mean, that's not too surprising. A fitting tribute from somebody that's a devout short track. My words left me there, but yeah, we are 4 wide now.
4 wide for 4th as we come down into turn number 1. They get it settled out to a couple of 2 wide battles now for 4th and 6th as we come down the back straightaway. Mike, spinner coming off the back of turn number 2. He's able to save it way down on the apron. Caution flag is not going to fly. He's staying straight, but he has lost a huge chunk of positions. That's Charles Velasquez Jr. No, it's not. That's Oliviera. My mistake.
And one heck of a save by Oliviera, because that thing was gone. He reeled that thing back in, got her straight. That's impressive. That thing should have been junked on the inside wall.
3 wide coming down into turn number 1. Brad Newman stuck in the middle. Very, very shallow entry here from Sareva into turn number 1 as we get a replay of what happened coming out of turn 2. 1 lap ago. A little bit of contact back there between Nolan Hodgson and somebody else on the inside. We're going to have to see where a little bit of contact. He might have cleared himself over the nose of Jose Acosta and just got the right rear tapped. Good job keeping that out of the right side wall, and then a great job not overcorrecting and looping it back towards the inside.
Well, I will say it is a brave move to try and clear yourself up the front end of a Acosta coming out of one of these corners.
Yeah, that typically doesn't work out very well. I can tell you that
has
right
one
now.
speed.
I mean, there's no way. Yeah,
speed,
absolutely.
And it is
He's on 100%. Luckily, he's able to hang on to it, though. And we did not have a caution this early. We did not have to lose one of our 37 starters. We got some contact for a second, though. PB Henry really pushing Jacob Schneider up the racetrack. And we're 3 wide right behind him. Brad Newman trying to find a way through as Clayton Hoffman stuck in the sucker hole.
Yeah, that could get dicey real quick here as Newman's going to dive it down to the bottom here in 3. Newman, also another really aggressive driver, making heavy charges here to get himself up to the front. Made up a few good spots already as he's battling for second right now with Schneider out of 4.
And sorry, that was not Clayton Hoffman. That's a different car with a little bit of green accent on the hood. That's Kolmaseski. God bless, I cannot say that name worth a crap. Nicholas Roman, though, up in the race lead still. Kolmaseski back there in the 7th place spot, way on the outside, trying to make the outside line work. Stuck in a 3-wide battle that's kind of getting pushed up the hill towards him, coming out of turn number 2. Maybe some door contact on the bottom side. Still 3 wide, coming out of 2, maybe 4 behind
definitely.
him.
Definitely door contact. The 25 is, I think it's 20. Or is it the 19? Man, these numbers change every time I look up. Yeah, the 25 machine dooring the heck out of the 9 coming down the back straightaway. And there's no 3-wide tight. Oh, almost up into the fence.
Holy cow, I thought Hoffman was going to get a little bit of a left rear right there after a little bit of door contact right below him coming out of turn number 4. You can kind of see from about 12th on back, a lot of these guys kind of running more single file, a little bit more spread out, giving them some air in the center of the corner. They're all saving their tires, just minding their business. These guys up here in the top 12, absolutely not. They're all 3-4 wide from about 5th on back every time through 1 and 2.
And right now, working his way out of the middle of a 3-wide situation. Sean Rogers down here charging on the inside of the 11 machine. Trying to keep it patient here and not get himself caught up in anything.
Every little twitch just gets a little reaction out of me where I just feel like we're about to completely explode. We're going to have bumpers flying absolutely everywhere. One in the catch fence, one in the crowd. I mean, I feel like we're going to be borderline to that tonight.
Yeah, this is a very nerve-wracking track. And it's so weird, right? When we first got this car, I was not expecting pack racing at Michigan.
This is what NASCAR wanted in real life. Unfortunately, it did not come to pass. Because Michigan in real life has not been nearly as exciting, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it just, comes down to the fact that we've got, limited engines with 650, compared to what we had back in the day here. And you combine that with the fact that we have all the drag in the world and underbody downforce. And it just, it makes for super speedway racing at tracks you wouldn't normally expect it.
And the dirty air is not as bad on iRacing as in real life. I think that plays a big role into it. And although the cars are more equal in real life as they've ever been, I feel like on iRacing, obviously they're even more equal. I mean, we're in the open setup league, but whenever you come to the bigger tracks where you don't have to lift off the gas much, tire saving isn't the biggest thing. The setups stop meaning as much. Now I say that we do have 3 Ryco cars running 1, 2, 3 right now, so it still means something. But that advantage does get taken aback a lot at a racetrack like Michigan, like Auto Club, in this day and age.
But we're also in that era, too, where everybody has each other's notes at this point. Everybody has access to everybody's setup to some extent. And the box that we're working in now with this car is a lot more limited than what we had back in the day. Because back in the day, you had people coming out here with, 250 pounds of preload, racing against guys that, had the entire front end and an entirely different geometry system. And it worked. Like, you could be fast running 2 or 3 different things, but nowadays it's kind of locked where you have to have the perfect setup, and just, being the slice bit out of that optimal window, you're not going anywhere backwards.
Man, if I had 250 pounds of preload, I probably wouldn't be single.
Hey, yo. I was trying to drink my water, brother. Now it's in my lap.
That's not the only thing that's going to be in your lap at the end of this race. Anyway. Ooh. That's right, I'm on a plane right now. Coming out of turn number 2, though, 3 wide, a little bit further back in the pack. About 10th, 11th place spot.
That explains your voice quality.
Oh boy, we're only on lap 13. Either way, Nicholas Roman's still leading the way. Schneider, look at that. He's got a little bit of a run on the outside. He gets covered off. Somebody is inside for second. Kolmaseski. I hate this guy's name. Holy cow. Kolmaseski. I'm going to have to say that a ton during commercial. Kolmacheski. Thank you, producer Darby. I appreciate that. Kolmacheski. That makes so much more sense.
What just blew my mind is Matt Busa is on the bottom, and he is carving through this back like they're standing still on the outside of him. I swear he just picked up 9 spots in one corner.
Save for 10 laps and then push? You think that's what we're seeing out of Matt Busa right here? And, he was in the pro race earlier this week, so he's got the most experience out of any of these guys, you got to think.
I think what we're seeing out of Busa right now is he is down there saving. These guys up there on the top are still burning it like they're at a super speedway. He's running low, not putting too much heat in the tires, backing it down on the entries. Using that toe from the car in front of him on the inside. Boost is just out here with that, 3,000 IQ move.
Man, they're running all over this racetrack. All over this racetrack right now, coming out of turn number 2. A lot of guys starting to find that very, very outside groove tempting, right? They're running way higher on this racetrack than I remember them running on Monday night.
I'll put it this way. Boost went from 20th to 12th in a lap. On the bottom.
On the bottom, that's impressive. How do you do that on the bottom? The entire lap, whenever you have absolutely zero momentum down the straightaways. I mean, he had to have had a little bit of a tandem partner there, right? You can make it work for a little while if you've got a tandem partner. And now he's looking way to the outside, trying to get the right rear quarter panel into the top 10.
He just knocked off 4 more spots in one lap. He's up to 8th now. And past that,
oh, he just got turned! Sean Rogers just turned him, coming off of turn number 2, back across the field, huge crash down on the apron of the back straightaway at Michigan. Multiple drivers involved. I hope Sean got pushed up out of 2 by the car on his bottom, because if not, that was pretty ridiculous.
I just don't think Sean saw that he was necessarily getting there.
Getting there? He was past him.
I don't know. I'm going to have to look back at it because I was looking behind at something else. Oh, goodness.
Because you picked him, Darby? Yeah, we did have the camera angle on that. Perfect. You can't call us Fox tonight. That is for sure. Darby was right there on the camera angle. He knew that wreck was coming before it happened. We could use him in the Fox booth.
Well, good news for Boost is he's got a fast hot rod. Not a whole lot of damage. He can fix that on pit road probably before this caution cycle is even over. He didn't tear up the toe link or anything. I think he'll be able to get that thing fixed up and get back to the front.
Coming off 2. Oh, this is the lap before. We're going to have to go. Oh, never mind. I'm stupid. I might have to get another look at that. I don't know what I was thinking. It was definitely between Rogers and Busa. I just don't know if Busa came off of the wall coming out of 2 or if Sean Rogers just cleaned out his left rear.
Rogers came up a little bit. I don't think he was expecting the car to end up where it is. Rogers is pretty clean.
Oh, this is not going to help.
No, this is...
Can we get an onboard for Rogers maybe then?
Yeah, that might be
Everybody coming down pit road, it looks like. Let's see, Busa. I still feel like Busa came off the wall ever so slightly too. It's just I haven't gotten a good enough angle to say that for sure, but nonetheless, unfortunate. And I got to point out, you're talking about the damage. Briar LaPrade won the Coke Series race with a caved-in front nose at a drafting track this week. So damage is not necessarily the worst thing. Here we go. Finally, that's on Rogers. Never mind. Sean just came up too high out of 2.
And you got to think too, he's in that turbulent air from all those cars in front of him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give him a little benefit of the doubt there.
That's
it's
fair.
not like he
a little push tight.
It's not like he pulled things that other people pulled a few weeks ago.
I think I said in the initial thing, I was like, if that was just him clearing them out like that, it's a little ridiculous. I'll take it back a little bit. It was just light contact, not too bad from Roger. I mean, it was definitely his fault, but nonetheless, nobody too killed off of that, I don't believe. We do have one car lap down, so we are going to have a lucky dog and have a little bit of a caution period here. So should we take a commercial break, do you guys think? Go ahead and get one up out of the way, because we're going to have a lot of green flag racing with a lot of action. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take our first commercial break, get the first one out of the way, so we don't have it during the green flag action. Stay with us, because this is going to be mental the entire way through. Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Friday night NiS Top Split. Nicholas Roman is your race leader. He's led most of the race so far. He's got his Ryco teammate Jacob Schneider on his outside, and the green flag is flying once again. Those three Ryco cars are going to be lined up nose to tail as Schneider finds a hole right in front of Shad Rogers on the restart.
Wow, they've really single filed out pretty quick here at the front. The top five all on the line right now. Tracy and further back to sixth. But behind them, it is an absolute hornet's nest as they come through 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous seeing them all spread out. Now, it's not too bad right now, right? I really feel like, especially after these pit stops, 80 laps to go, everybody's just minding their P's and Q's. They're not going to push too hard. But whenever we get down to 40 laps to go, 30 laps to go, if we have a restart, oh my goodness, you're not going to see an inch of this racetrack that is not covered with a race car.
Oh, and coming to
Levine.
the front, 3 wide on the top, Justin Levine. Huge run out of turn 4, but the bottom's going to get the pull.
Huge single file train for about the first 8 positions as we funnel down into turn number 1, where we see our first side-by-side battle, and then right behind them we've got a 3-wide battle that it's going to form coming off of turn number 2. Levine stuck in the middle as Hodgson is trying to get around the outside. Levine covers that off, closes the door coming out of turn number 2, so he takes that spot over Hodgson. These guys up front, though, you can tell that they're just kind of minding their P's and Q's. They're not pushing anything too hard, not forcing the issue. Just hang on to your stuff. Make it last, make it live.
Well, Levine's not listening to that right now. Every time you blink, you catch him in a different lane. I swear he was middle, top, bottom, on one corner there for a second. Just trying to use every bit of momentum, you know, doing what he does best. This guy's amazing on plate tracks. Like, that is his bread and butter on this sim. He's cutting aggressive, close on the inside of the 20 of Acosta. I'd be careful with that.
Yeah. That's not the guy you want to do that to. I can promise you that. But it worked out for him. Somehow he's gotten the position as we funnel down into turn number 3. Little wide arc for Levine coming down into the corner, rotating it down onto the apron, maybe clipping the apron a little bit there in the center of the corner. And he's still on that bottom of the 3-wide battle now. Acosta way on the outside. This is a battle for the 7th place spot.
Levine, I think he was like 20th when we dropped the rag on this thing, wasn't he?
He was back there.
Carving his way through the field right now. He says it's go time.
Levine says it's go time. A couple other ones are starting to kind of say the same behind him. A lot of these guys are starting to fight from about 10th on back. Levine is leading the charge coming up the middle. Now he's got a little bit of help as Charles Vasquez pops down to the middle lane right behind him. Sorry, that's not Charles Vasquez. That's Aaron Vasquez helping out Levine down into 3.
What a forward march from Levine. Inside the top 5 here, we got a caution.
Huge wreck coming out of turn number 4. Multiple drivers involved. We got one on its side doing a pirouette on the front straightaway. The 31 with a heck of a wreck coming out of turn number 4. Oh boy, that happened about what, 25th on back?
Jesus.
I mean, that was way in the back of the pack.
I said don't die, guys.
Especially not for 30th.
No. That's foolish to be wrecking back there.
Oh, what in the world happened up here, man?
Oh, man. Hoffman, great job parking it down there on the bottom, letting them figure it out.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to get another look. See how it happened a little bit higher up the field. Busa on the bottom trying to come through the pack after he got spun out in that first incident. Coming out of turn number 4. Oh, is that Sareva? That's your pole sitter. Or, not pole sitter, but...
No.
Hoffman was your pole sitter. Sareva started up towards the front, been running up there, was just in front of Levine not too long ago.
And that right there is why Justin wanted to carve through it. He's up to P4 right now, by the way. Holy crap.
Oh, some people coming down pit road. Are these guys taking another set of tires already?
Fuel, buddy.
I know for a fact well, to be fair, you've got 4 sets of tires behind the pit wall. It wouldn't be the worst thing to get a little bit of just a little bit of muscle in each other, and then one car on the bottom didn't really check up for Sareva as they were messing about. Golly.
Yeah, I can't tell who it was that didn't check up for him either.
It was one of the Ryco cars down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Couldn't quite tell either. It was just a weird scenario with 3 of them all coming together on the exit of turn number 4. Check up for Sareva, no check up from behind, and unfortunately that's all it takes, especially whenever they're all packed up into a big mess like that, like we see on these restarts. I mean, just 5 laps after the restart, you're obviously going to be in a pack at Michigan. You're going to be in a pack after 25. So it's just impossible to get away from stuff like this. Unfortunately for Abreu, he kind of took the worst of it. Huge clip in the right rear. That's going to break his toe link. Going to be huge damage. And then he got hit again. to make matters worse after he did that little pirouette on the front straightaway. So tough break there for Abreu. Was just really minding his business back there. He found a hole, but that hole closed up really quick. Story of my life. Oh boy.
Well, any ladies out there, Austin Edstrom is looking if you're in the Alabama area. Or anywhere.
Yeah, I just
No
have a couple
fly out.
stipulations. I just have a couple stipulations. No inbred. No inbred. If you have
So
any,
you don't want
I do
one
not
like
want the
you?
stereotype. I don't want.
You don't want one like you?
I don't want to. I can't even after
Sweet
that.
home Alabama.
Oh, God bless. Now I'm gonna need to get a DNA test. I'm scared.
Oh, your family tree isn't a family tree, it's a family wreath.
Well, the good thing is, both of my sides of family came from way outside of Alabama. I don't know why the hell they both met here, but I think that is out there. I don't think that we got to worry about the inbreeding thing right now.
Brandon Green says, "Don't lie to me, Edstrom."
Amen. You know, it is what it is. We're all made the same.
Sometimes with the same DNA as their forefathers.
I love that our Canadian producers talking.
Yeah,
crap.
you screwed up when the
whenever the Canadian
Canadians
forgets the niceties. Whenever the Canadians drop all the niceties and start railing you in the broadcast booth, you absolutely know that.
Although I don't know if Edstrom's actually. Edstrom, I don't know if Darby's actually Canadian though, because he is spicy for Canadian.
For Canada?
Yeah, for Canada. For Canadiana.
Lord Maple Leaf up here. Coming back down to the to the restart zone. Thankfully, the caution is over, so we get saved from our absolute craziness up in the booth. Green flag is out. Roger Pierce giving a bump to his teammate up on the front row, letting that inside line getting a good shot forward. Hurting Brad Newman in second, hurting Justin Levine in fourth. The entire outside row just kind of getting pushed back as Roman got a huge jump on the restart.
And also, this is the payoff that we were talking about. Having friends, having teammates here on these restarts is also a huge key. I mean, we saw Hoffman on the initial start. His pole sitter fell back to, 6 or 7 before they even got out of turn 2. Here you got all those Ryco cars lined up on the bottom, just committed to working with each other, trying to lock out this top 5, so they don't have to worry about, guys like Brad Newman, who's charging here to the bottom for 3rd, but not able to get it done just yet. Oh, Newman is on Ryco stuff. Okay, well, the more I know.
It would help you be a better broadcaster if you knew your stuff, right?
It would help if I knew my
just
stuff.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Are we sure you're not inbred, Mr. West Virginia?
Yeah, that's the wrong Virginia, buddy.
Oh, sorry, East Virginia.
Yeah.
Oh, door contact. Brad Newman getting shoved up the hill. Aaron Vasquez on the bottom, using up this side of the number 12 there. Didn't end up working out for him. Jose Acosta, Justin Levine stuck in a side-by-side battle right behind him. Coming down into turn number 3 is Brad Newman. Sends it down to the inside for 3rd place. That's Roger Pierce on his outside that Newman's just trying to crowd out. Push up to the wall. Not going to be enough for Newman to get the move done. Pierce has that draft coming down the front straightaway. He's going to be able to hold on to that 3rd place spot. Newman finds a hole in 4th.
Tell you what, Newman and Pierce are 2 guys that I'd hate to see playing chicken out here because neither one of them likes to lift all too much. That could have gotten chaotic if Newman kept sliding it up there.
Does anybody on iRacing lift?
Yeah. Levine, that's why he's gone backwards.
Well, if you know Levine, and you might not know Levine as good as you think you do.
I gotta rag on somebody.
I'd be willing to bet Levine wrecked somebody by the end of this race.
Oh, he just about wrecked himself coming out turn 4.
Contact behind! We got a spinner coming down towards pit road. Oh, one went through pit road to dodge it. Oh, and he clobbered the inside wall of pit road. Somebody has just destroyed. Clayton Hoffman destroyed himself on the front straightaway. The longest wreck between 3 cars I've ever seen.
32 didn't quite hold the brake.
How did that last so long? What the hell? There are 3 different things that happened here. PB Henry and the 32 get together. not Deshaun Rogers 32, but the Bears 32.
The Bears.
Is that Cox? Yeah. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good for Cox on that one.
That's kind of a usual suspects kind of wreck there, though.
It's never good whenever Cox come back across the track in front of your face.
That's.
And this is what I was talking about. Mark Martin looking wreck. I don't really know what to talk or what to say about that.
Like Casey Kane?
I understand what he was going for. But on iRacing, it doesn't work, right? You on the restart, you get a black flag and you have to come down pit road and you lose the draft. That was definitely the wrong decision.
Really did just let Jesus take the wheel there.
That was going to be you're getting a stop and hold for that because you're so far over the speed limit. Like, I feel like at this point, if you're in top split in NiS, you got to know you can't use pit road dodge tracks. Like, you can't. iRacing doesn't let you.
Well, the good news for you is you won't have to be saying Komaseski anymore tonight.
Thank God. Komacheski, right?
Something. On board
that's
with
bad.
Hoffman.
That's just bad.
Come on, man.
That's bad.
If you're wrecked, just hold it until they pass. You don't drive it back out onto the track.
To be honest with you, if I'm Hoffman on there, like that's one of the times where you get on the radio and you don't care if you get chat banned afterwards. You're letting every cuss word out of the book. You're letting every single one fly.
I don't even think I've heard that man speak.
He might already have the chat ban.
he very well could. They're pretty scrappy over there at Nitro with their insults. Especially Coker. I don't know how that man has a mic.
I wish that the chat rules would be loosened a little bit.
There
aren't too many kids on here. And, well, there probably shouldn't be too many either. So, let the cuss words fly.
I got protested for asking a guy why the heck he did something. Very politely. I said, sir, why?
That's awful.
Why did you decide that it would be a good idea to wreck me? And that was a chat ban. I swear, there was no expletives or anything.
What?
I didn't swear.
What? Goodness gracious. I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago. By some miracle, I've been on this service for 7 or 8 years. Never gotten protested. I don't know how. I've never gotten that email from iRacing. I have definitely let some colorful language fly over the radio, and I've not ever had an issue.
Buddy, if I sneeze into the microphone, I get a chat ban. Nim does not like me for some reason. All due respect to him, he does not like me. If somebody else gets protested in the lobby, I get a week off too.
Guilty by association.
Pretty much.
Which probably means you shouldn't be in the broadcast booth with me because you're going to be guilty of a lot.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'm going to head out now.
Okay, good. I'll call this the rest of myself. Okay, well, he actually left. Welcome back, Sheldon.
Hey, buddy.
So you wanna go to jail for me?
No.
Dang it. Okay, I was about to let one fly right there.
I'm not going to jail for whatever you have lined up with, that weird family tree of yours.
Look, man, we just do things different down here. It's you're culturally appropriating me right now. Just because my mom and dad are sisters and brothers doesn't mean that I'm any different than you.
All right, well, let's get back to broadcasting this race. Enough, son.
Jacob. Nefson took me out. Jacob Schneider up on the pole, up in the race lead, working lap number 32, going to 33, jumps to the gas pedal. Doesn't really get a good start for his outside, or his teammate on the outside there, Roger Pierce, as they're side by side for second. Brad Newman fighting him hard for it, dooring him down the straightaway.
So Schneider going up here to the top to cover the top to bring his teammates back into him a little bit here. Try and get them clear of Newman coming out of turn 2. Now he's going to bring it back down to the bottom. He's just trying to block both lanes. Shades of Brad Keselowski, but here comes Busa back on the inside of Levine.
Nothing Busa can do, though. He's got no help down there. Levine didn't have any help either, but Busa just did not have enough momentum coming out of the corner. Decides to tuck back in behind Levine, and now they're 3 wide right in front of Busa. Levine way to the bottom. Vasquez stuck in the middle. Acosta way up top, and Levine continues that momentum down to the inside of Brad Newman for third. And Busa still got the momentum way on the inside, not able to get to the inside of Levine. They're all going to hook up bump draft down the front straightaway to try to sort this one out.
Levine picking up boost on the inside. He's going to charge it down to the inside of Newman here into turn 1. Slide up to the middle just a little bit. And here comes Busa to the inside. They're going to be 3 wide coming out turn 2.
Oh, Busa got tight, had to lift just slightly enough to give it up to him, and actually completely ruined his momentum down the straightaway, loses a couple positions, still stuck on the bottom side of the racetrack. Levine working the bottom of Jose Acosta, but instead that turns into Acosta getting to the outside of Brad Newman. Thought Newman was going to wash up into the middle of, or up into him in the middle of 3 and 4. Keeps it off of him, keeps the momentum coming down the front straightaway on the bottom, and now he's got a helper and Justin Levine behind him, but he just has to tuck in behind Acosta, settle for 4th.
Levine right now shuttled in behind 2 of the most aggressive drivers in the series, Newman and Acosta. Both very, very bumper happy when they get their feelings rubbed just a little bit, so kind of got to keep an eye out the window here, try to find a way to get by him. Newman going to try to block the run on the bottom, then come back up to the top here to block off Levine again. But I don't think Levine's going to live for that.
To the middle of 3 and 4, he gets to the back bumper of Newman. Just a little bit of an arrow push up, may have gotten into the back bumper a little bit, pushing that that light blue car up the racetrack, giving himself an opportunity. And Busa's still working with Levine on the bottom side of the racetrack. We've got a couple dance partners way down here working together.
Good little advertisement there, too. The old GridVision Ford Mustang running strong this week. He dives it down to the inside of Acosta coming out turn 2. Not going to be able to have the run, though, because Newman's hooked up to Acosta down the back straightaway.
Being on the inside is such a fight. I mean, you're just hoping and praying you find a hole whenever you get out of the corner. And most of the time, you don't. Going to be tight between Newman and Levine. I thought he was getting a little tighter there just to maybe breathe in the throttle and make sure he keeps it off at the side of him. Harder racing a little bit further back. Some blocks being thrown for about the 11th place spot. I believe that was Paukin a little bit further back, throwing a heavy block. Levine still to the inside of Brad Newman. Busa still to the inside of Vasquez. And Levine wrapping the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to throw a slider. Not able to get it done. Almost contact between he and Acosta. That's going to slow him up big time coming down the back straightaway. He's going to drop a ton of spots. Matt Busa goes by on the inside.
Rough break for Levine. Here comes the 10, charging to the inside of Newman, though, turning into turn 3. And Newman's going to come back and hit him on the outside corner.
My word, I thought he was going to right rear him in the middle of 3 and 4 at Michigan. That would have been absolutely massive, but it still might be coming out of turn number 4. Contact into the outside wall for one of the Ryco cars. He keeps it straight, and we're 3 wide, 3 rows deep down the front straightaway. Absolutely nowhere for anybody to go.
Oh, man, this is where the wreck's going to be. I can tell it already. Levine on the inside, Rogers in the middle with Vasquez up top. 3 wide outside line getting the pull right now. Vasquez in the 10 is going to move forward. Pulling Newman. Rogers is going to come up there and cover the hole to Newman. And they're just 4 wide behind him.
Hit checks down the straightaway, almost right rearing people in the corners. I mean, these guys, it doesn't even look like they're racing. It looks like they're wrestling through the corners coming around Michigan International Speedway. Completing lap number 38, working lap number 39 now. I mean, we got a long ways to go, and it's still feisty, man. I mean, it's only going to get more and more intense as we go on. Oh, Levine's in the fence into turn 1. Found the wall, entering the corner. He's going to lose a chunk of spots, lose all that momentum, and on the very outside of the racetrack. That's going to hurt him.
These guys are comfortable with what they got now after getting that first run out of the way. Trying to get as much as they possibly can, try to get as much track position as possible because it's such a premium here. Yeah, you can get a good, tandem with somebody, move a few spots, but the problem is keeping somebody hooked up to you long enough to actually move those spots.
Busa was the guy that brought out your first caution period of the day, getting turned off the nose of Sean Rogers. That was only about 20 laps ago. And now Busa is in front of Sean Rogers, up into the 4th place spot, looking to take 3rd from Jose Acosta as we come down into turn number 1. Busa way down to the bottom, looking to get a good center of the corner so he can slide across the nose of Acosta on exit. He's going to do it. He's going to get the spot, move Busa onto the podium.
And Busa, the only car that we've really seen aside from Levine that can move his way from the tail end of the field back up to the front with ease. It's them coming in turn 3.
I don't know what in the world you just said, but something happened. Single file for the top 8 or so right now as Levine has found himself back up to the 8th place spot. Vasquez right in front of him in 7th. Newman in 6th right in front. And then finally a 2-wide battle in front of those guys. Acosta, Rogers fighting for that 4th place position as Busa is not done. He is still flying towards the front of the field. Side by side for 2nd with one of the Ryco cars. He has to lift on the exit of the corner. Just got too tight, not able to make the move. He's going to have to rebuild that momentum and try again.
Jose Acosta throws a huge hip check to both Levine and Vasquez down the back straightaway. That almost turned into a wreck really fast.
Still 3 wide. Levine way on the outside, a little twitchy. Brad Newman falls in behind him. Levine had that run on the outside, able to get into a side-by-side battle with Rogers. Just clears him as we come down into turn number 1. Levine had those issues a little while ago. Fell back to 12th. Already back up to 4th and back onto the back bumper of Busa.
I mean, for Levine, this is one of the easiest opportunities for him to get a win this year. Yeah, this is his forte of driving. Super Speedway racing, drafts, packs. He loves this stuff. The rest of us hate to do it. He just goes out here and has a blast.
Schneider still your race leader way up at the front of the field. Acosta now dropping through the pack a little bit. Pauken to the inside, looking to take the 8th place position. He's not going to be able to get there. Instead, Miller Bonds is going to get to his outside as we funnel down the front straightaway. And he's likely going to have the momentum as we come down to turn number 1 to clear him and maybe continue that run as he looks to the outside of Jose Acosta. Not going to be able to get there. Acosta just had the better run through the center of the corner, but Pauken did not get a good run. He's going to drop multiple positions.
Pauken, 36 car in the split. Running up here just around the top 10. I've never even seen this guy's name before. Running good out here tonight.
Yeah, that's one that I'm not aware of either. Oh man, some racing up towards the front. Oh, a second place runner gets spun right in front of the field. Justin Levine gets caught up in it in 3rd. Oh. Multiple drivers go spinning off of turn number 4. That happened right at the front of the field, and that kicked it off. It was between Busa and I believe. Shoot, who was it? Was that Pierce that was running second? Huge block coming out of 4.
Watch Levine.
Oh. Levine ended up getting some left rear damage hitting the inside wall. I don't know if he clobbered it or just tagged it, but I know that he got a decent chunk of it. And then obviously a lot of guys further back piling into the wreck as they all wreck down the straightaway. Honestly, like, yeah, Busa probably could have lifted. What a correction here to keep it from nosing into the wall. Ends up being relatively minor for him. A couple other guys not so lucky back on the racetrack. Back to the main incident though. You know, Busa could have lifted to prevent that, and it would have been nice. Pierce also threw a really big block on the exit of turn 4, maybe a little bit early coming out of the corner. And well, that's kind of the result. You know, if you throw a block, you're leaving it in the guy's hands behind you to lift, and Busa didn't feel like lifting there.
Pierce's day is absolutely done after that. You see how destroyed that right front toe link is.
Well, and he threw the block and got sideways at the same time. That was the problem. The block wasn't bad whatsoever for Pierce. I thought actually watching that one, it was totally fine. The issue was that once he got to the top side of the racetrack, I think he maybe put a little bit more wheel into it to keep it off of the wall and just got sideways.
This is gonna be the ride. On board with Levine here, man. This is going to be the ride of the night. And the save of the race, too, at the same time. Dead sideways, angled right into that rear wall. Gets that thing straightened out just in time. Noses the left rear quarter panel against it. Still spins and keeps it off the fence. That is amazing.
I'd be worried about some suspension damage. He's out of pit road pretty fast, though, so I think it was only about 15 seconds of damage.
Yeah, that's a guy that's been turned around quite a few times on the sim.
Haven't we all?
What a save.
Tough incident coming out of turn 4, but hey, that's Michigan. Heavy blocks, just a little bit of loose condition. Busa not able to react in time, and Kate Brown, why are you wearing earbuds, buddy? If you're not wearing earbuds, I shouldn't be blowing your eardrums out. Now, to be fair, I do scream whenever the wreck comes out, so I'm not gonna disagree with that. And you're probably not wearing earbuds, but you know, turn down your volume a little bit, just a little bit. You know, you got to know whenever you get an announcer that actually likes what he's watching, he's gonna get a little excited whenever they wreck. I promise you. A lot of guys that call iRacing don't actually enjoy calling it. I come in here and I enjoy being in the broadcast booth, and whenever they wreck or something big happens, I'm a scream.
I got this real cool thing called loudness equalization. All computers have it. I use that. And when he gets excited and it gets really loud, it just stays the same volume.
Yeah, that would help you for sure.
Yeah. We have the technology. We can rebuild it.
Our producer's saying that only my voice levels only rise 1 decibel whenever I scream. So I don't know.
I might be deaf
know
or
how
just
that
used to
works.
hearing you scream after all these years. So, because I've heard you yell.
Yeah, you do get
a
used to
lot.
it after a couple broadcasts. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe that's what you need to happen. Just keep showing up, and you'll get used to the screams.
Oh, brother, you scream
They're
just
good
to join the
screams.
Discord. Like you
Yeah.
join the
Oh,
Discord, and it's
I
like
join the
full
Discord
send.
and start moaning.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
like it's you
No
know you're just
example,
gonna get.
please.
Not on the broadcast. Not on the broadcast. Not on the broadcast. We're definitely not
Good
moaning
man.
on broadcast. That's gonna be a little bit too far. I have lines. Good to know, Brown. Yeah. Good to know. Probably Kevin Brown, if I had to bet. I don't know for sure, but that's what I'm gonna call you, K Brown, Mr. Kevin.
I'm just picking.
You know, in
Keep
my
doing your
mind,
thing, man.
you're the pickle from SpongeBob, Kevin.
Look who's in the chat. It's the Conky Donkey.
It's the Conky Donkey. The Conky Donkey's back, but he's not on the racetrack. So sad.
Well, where's the dink?
Yeah, we got Conky Donkey. We don't have one in the dink though, so that's kind of tough. That's tough. Either way, we're coming back to the start-finish line. Nicholas Patovich up in the race lead. Jacob Schneider in second on the outside. We're back to racing at Michigan.
The names you come up with for people.
The nicknaming is my favorite part because they're
It
all
is
terrible,
great.
but that's why they're great.
I want you to come up with one for Busa, as we see him charging the inside here of Sean Rogers.
Side by side, Jacob Schneider looking to take the race lead to the inside of Patovich. Big booty Busa back there in third place, trying to find a way through. He's to the inside of Rogers, the guy that turned him a little bit ago because he had too big of a booty. You know, that left rear was just sticking out too far, got him turned down to the inside of the racetrack. He's able to get that damage fixed, and now he's to the inside trying to get the race lead, but they are lined up, line of stern for 1, 2, and 3. All coming, or first, second, third, all coming by him on the outside.
I need to stop trying to drink water.
Oh man, just about 4 wide. That was close between Brad Newman and the 91 there coming out of turn number 2. Busa still falling back. That booty is weighing him down.
He's over encumbered.
And he's going to fail tech with that thing for sure. Definitely not meeting minimum weight or maximum weight. I don't know. He's overweight. But he's through to second, so whatever he's doing, it's working. Keep those squats going,
on live
Busa.
TV?
Look at that ass.
Oh my!
That's a top tree if I've ever seen one. Side by side for the race leader, Matt Busa looking to take it. Schneider on the outside, getting side sucked back. What can Busa do coming down into turn number 3? Can he dive it down and take that race lead?
Side by side is going to hold him close here. Not much of a run on the bottom, though. Busa really needs help down there if he's going to be able to get by Schneider here for the lead. Schneider also on a bit of a hot streak here recently. Unsurprising, though. Dude's great. Everybody here's great. Even Denny. Denny's great.
I'd have to disagree with the everybody here's great part, but hey, well, you know, we'll agree to disagree, and here's an example. Oh, just about an example is Patovich, and one of the Ryco cars on the outside almost came together. Thought we were going to have another big accident off of turn number 2, but luckily everybody keeps it moving in the right direction.
I think that was Tommy, or was it Pierce?
Is that? Well, it's Bonds or it's either Bonds or Gossett.
Man, it's so confusing. We at least had the.
It was
Oh,
Bonds.
we got one around Newman sideways into the grass.
Oh, good save from Newman. Can he lock it down and not get hit? Oh no! Oh, a save,
man.
Brad Newman.
Can we get a golf clap?
Brad Newman, what a job. He missed pit road on the initial spin. All right, so he didn't get a penalty. Ripped it back around to miss the inside wall, and then just got it stopped in time to miss the outside wall. He's going to put 4 fresh tires on that thing, and he's going to be right back at the front of the field before you can blink. Oh my gosh.
I think he's going to need to come down pit road and grab himself a pack of dude wipes after that one.
I'd have to agree with you. That was a nervy moment for Brad. Oh man, and it all started with a heavy block from Acosta trying to find a hole. Newman just couldn't react in time. I mean, that was late from Acosta down the front straightaway. Oh my goodness.
Acosta. Oh my god, he came so close to instant death twice.
He should have been destroyed there, man.
Not even a mark. I mean, skid marks for sure, but not a mark on the car. think anybody could have done better.
That's a heavy block, man. Oh, that's too late. Too late.
Just Jose, clearing himself. We see that very frequently, unfortunately.
Great job from whoever that was. The first car by to dodge him coming back on the racetrack did a fantastic job too. But to be fair, that's the name of the game with Michigan too, right? Like we've seen people make those blocks time again at Michigan. I mean, it's the name of the game. The outside line is the place to be. If you're not there, you're screwed. You got to jump in the line, hope that you get the bumper put to you, and you're going to keep your spot in line. For Acosta there, it worked out for him. He's not the one that got wrecked. So he didn't lose any more positions. Looks like a lot of people are coming down pit road, though.
Yeah, just past halfway. Everybody coming down here, topping off on a little bit of fuel, throwing on some freshies.
Sean Rogers staying out. Pocket's staying out. Nanke's staying out. Sareva stays out. So the top 4 left on the racetrack have all stayed out.
I think he's been getting really aggressive the later we get in this thing, too. Saw some crazy moves from him earlier.
Brad Newman just stayed out after spinning? Okay.
Well, he paid for the tires. He's going to get every lap out of him he can.
Well, he'll probably be fine because it's Michigan, but I do think it's going to be a little not like nervous exiting the corner, but I think it's going to be easier for him to slide the tires and hurt his exit speed. I mean, I don't know. I get wanting to save a set because you think there's going to be another caution coming at some point. So maybe that's what's running through Brad's mind.
I would have brought it in and put 4 on it, man. I mean, you just locked him down like crazy. Hit all kinds of crazy transitions between the apron and the track, and the bumps there down there on the inside, and I'd bring it in. It's not a good look, I mean, it's not his fault he got turned around, but at the same time, it's just not a good look to be the guy that technically causes the caution and extent and stays out.
I'd be willing to bet he's already used more tires than he wants to, right? He's probably already a little over the tire allotment that you would want to use during this portion of the race. Like maybe he's already used half his set, so he doesn't want to go ahead and take another one, burn it right now. And, we've seen it time and time again. It's pretty easy to come through the field.
Here comes Hoffman on pit road.
So you can take those tires onto the next caution and come through with a fresher rubber on there.
I'm wondering if Hoffman's just going to fuel it up and leave because he stayed at the end of the pack there, way behind the rest of the field. Looked like he was saving.
Well, he stayed back there because he had that heavy nose damage from earlier, right? So I don't know if he's even able to get. It looks fixed, but I'd be willing to bet that thing's still hurt. He took a heavy hit.
Yeah, rough break for your Thursday night winner, or Thursday morning winner.
He has that to hang his hat on, so he's not going to leave here too depressed, right?
Yeah, and he's been really getting competitive here these past handful of weeks. I think starting with Gateway, I want to say was where he really started. You started to see that ball move forward, and it's just been consistent ever since.
We'll have to see if he can right the ship tonight. Unfortunately, it has not been a good start for Hoffman, but still plenty of time. Maybe he's gotten a little bit more of that damage fixed, and he'll be able to stay with the pack, hopefully. He was your outside pole sitter, so you do feel bad for him being, stuck way back there whenever the wreck was not his fault whatsoever.
No, but you got to be assured that there's going to be another wreck. I mean, you've got a lot of guys out here who've hit everything but the lottery tonight. Run up here, around the top 10 and stuff, so it's crazy how you can just luck back into it.
I don't know who Death Dealer is in the chat, but to be fair, that's Super Speedway Racing, and that's Nanke? Okay, our producer says that's Nanke. Hey, Justin, that's and Michigan's a Super Speedway now. I mean, every wreck is going to be right in front of you, it feels like, unless you're up in the lead. But to be fair, Nanke stayed out. Now he's in third, so he might as well be up there where he shouldn't see an accident. But we'll have to wait and see if his little YouTube chat comes true here. I'm hoping for him that it doesn't, but it would be kind of funny if it was. Oh, he might be the wreck. Pushing a little tight into turn number 1. Oh, that was a little nervy for Nanke, but he gets it sorted on the inside of Brad Newman. They're going to be side by side for the race lead right in front of them. A little bit of tandem drafting for the race lead down the back straightaway on the restart.
Newman with a huge shot to the back of Cole Pauken. Pauken's going to clear, get the lead in 3 and 4. Staying up on the outside line, though. Trying to keep Newman with him. Newman really aggressive with the push.
And, you know, these guys on the older tires kind of have to be, right? They've got to push harder to stay up here, keep that track position, hope that maybe 10 laps go by. Oh, man, contact between the two coming down into turn number 1. Weird moment between Parkin and Newman. Both of them save it. Nenke way down on the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to hang on. I don't know if that was in response to what happened in front or if he had his own contact. Now he's stuck on the bottom 3 wide and moving backwards.
I mean, you've also got, you know, you got the 36 machine up here. You know, I can't assume that he's, you know, been up front for a lot of these things here in Michigan this week, running really good at night. As Newman's going to slide. I mean, you know, Newman, you make a little contact with him, he's going to repay you within a lap.
Well, to be fair, with Parkin being on the older tires, he might just go straight backwards, and Newman might not have to see him anytime soon. We're going to have to wait and see if Parkin can hang on the older tires. Newman now still has older tires as well, but he's got the clean air up front, trying to hang on to it. 3 wide further back coming off of turn number 2. And they're side by side for that 4th place position. Sareva somehow back in this thing and back in the top 5.
And right now, Schneider up to P2 in the slipstream of Newman, charging hard into turn 3 all over the rear bumper cover. Newman going to get a little bit of a pull here through center, but Schneider going to be fighting back here on this front straightaway.
A little bit of a snake going on for the front 6, 7, 8 cars, all single file. Working down the front straightaway, Brad Newman getting a bump from Jacob Schneider as we funnel down into turn number 1. And a lot of fans out side by side right whenever we get to the end of these straightaways. Big runs, big moves coming down into the corners. It always fans out as we come down to turn number 1, and we just about have a 3-wide battle. We do coming down the back straightaway. Sareva just trying not to get side drafted or maybe completely pulling out of the pack.
Hawken has worked himself back up to 4th place, diving down on the inside of Sean Rogers here in 3 and 4. But trying to get 3rd back. No.
All right, everybody. Sorry for the brief technical difficulties there. We missed a couple laps. Unfortunately, our producer's internet decided to completely shit the bed for a couple laps. So we apologize. We tried to ring it radio style for a moment, but then it completely died, and that ruined that. So we're back, though, with video and audio, so we should be good to go to the end of this race. Thank God it did not happen over the last couple laps, because we know how crazy these finishes get. But we are 4 wide a little bit further back. Start getting a little bit crazy. They cycle it back out to 3, then back down to 2. As we come down into turn number 1. All these guys fighting hard in the top 15.
The 36 machine has finally fallen back into the clutches of that pack. Was run up around 3rd. Finally got shuffled back. He's outside of the top 10. Everybody single file right now for the top 5. As we see the paint schemes change instantly here on the back straightaway.
Was that just completely deleted the... Oh, no. Our a couple of the Ryco schemes have reverted back, so we're not getting all of the tribute paints.
Oh, there was a couple that were
in. Yeah, a couple of them are coming back.
Okay. Vasquez didn't have it. No.
They're still coming back. All right, that's all right. We're getting it all figured out after we've had to reload into the session. But still, hard racing on the racetrack as we're getting the broadcast woes all sorted. We see them all flickering in and out with some of these paint schemes. Tommy Gossett there on the outside, trying to pick up a couple places.
Oh, we got upside down coming out too.
Oh, that's the name I can't say again way back there.
No yellow.
Olivier in the 25, that's going to be yellow now with those guys way off the backside of the field. Yellow flag finally flies.
He just ramped over somebody's A-pillar.
On the outside of Hoffman. Oh, why did Patovich come down?
They were
there must have been
up
something.
There on the top too.
Yeah, he had to have reacted to something for him to come down the racetrack, down to the bottom groove. Or not. That was like, did he just get loose or did he just turn hard left?
Somebody said they got dumped by somebody. I heard that early driver chatter. They did not sound thrilled.
Oh. Yeah, Nanki got into the side of Patovich, and then Patovich just trying to hang on. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing Patovich could have done. Oh my!
Can we get a blimp view of that by chance? Because that looked like it could have been netcode.
True, Brandon. That is Newman's caution. Brad Newman. I mean, to be fair, he hung on to the race lead on the older tires, so he was doing fine anyway. But there could have been enough laps ran into that where everybody has to come down pit road.
Sure was. A little bit of netcode contact between the 45 and Nanki.
I'm not going to hate on Nanki too much, but I find this funny because of what he said in the chat beforehand. But I'm going to, play devil's advocate. I've done the same thing so many times. It's always whenever you key up into the iRacing chat or you type into the chat, whatever, come on, guys, let's just keep it clean. Why do all the wrecks happen right in front of me? And then every time that I say something like that, I am the one to cause the next incident. So you just can't you can't say anything until the race is over because you're going to be the next one. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. This is going to be our final one of the racing action. Whenever we come back, we got the finish of the Michigan International Speedway NIS Open coming at you live. Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Friday night NIS top split. Sean Rogers up in the race lead. Matt Busa on his outside. That was the caution that Brad Newman needed. We saw Brandon Green pointed out in chat. That was exactly what the doctor ordered for Brad Newman. Able to put on the tires, get even with everybody else. As we come down to the line for 31 laps to go, Sean Rogers in your race lead with the guy that he turned earlier on his outside, Matt Busa. They're going to be 1-2 coming down to turn 1. Busa way down at the bottom, trying to make the inside work on the restart. He's going to be side by side with Rogers coming out of turn number 2. Can he side draft him hard enough down the back straightaway without Vroman getting to the back of Rogers? Vroman digs down to the inside. He's going to make it 3 wide coming down into turn number 3. Nicholas Vroman going for the race lead.
Here with a hard charge to the bottom. Here comes Roman, but close. Just about made contact. And they're still tight coming out turn 4. It's still dead even.
Oh my goodness, three rows of 3 wide coming down the front straightaway for the race lead with 30 laps remaining here in Michigan. Matt Busa stuck in the middle. Vroman on the inside, gonna drive it in as deep as he can to slide across the nose of the 2 on the outside. Nicholas Vroman is gonna take the race lead in 2.
30 laps to go from this point. Everybody's going to get more aggressive. The blocks are going to get crazier. And the slide jobs are going to get even crazier than that. We're going to see all kinds of crazy, insane action moving forward. As they're 3 wide, still 4 wide coming into turn 3.
With the accidents we've had today, you wouldn't think that there had been any give tonight. It would have only been take, but that's going to change. It's all going to get even more takey, and here it is, going out of turn number 4. Ignore that call because that sucked, but we got a spinner going out of turn 4. The 91 goes around. We got another yellow. And, well, that was the takey, I guess.
I thought you were...
They interrupted a good thought with a wreck, and I didn't know how to react. That's what that was. Safe, all things considered, and good job from everybody else behind staying out of them. Could have been a lot worse.
180-mile-an-hour lawnmower right there. Mahindra tractor couldn't do that.
We might see a Mahindra tractor do that this weekend, to be fair.
Well, we've seen it a lot, so... Yeah, I'm throwing shade at Briscoe. Get back up on that wheel.
I'm having to unmute the driver's chat just so I can hear what's going on. Apparently I'm missing some exciting things. Don't think anybody's really going to pit. I think I just came down pit road just a moment ago. Maybe somebody way back in the back of the pack will try something different, but I mean, that was a lap and a half, 2 laps. Not really gonna see much on pit road. Like I said, a couple guys towards the back, maybe still some damage repair going on. Maybe they just want 1 or 2 lap fresher tires because they've got 2 sets still laying in the pits. And I guess if you've got 2 sets left in the pits, go ahead, come down and take one now. If you're way back, give yourself 1 or 2 laps of advantage because you'd rather put them on than have them laying behind pit wall at the end of the night.
I don't know, it's feel like that 1 or 2 laps isn't, quite good enough. I'd be giving it 10 before I'd actually bring it down to fire on 4 field goods.
So I would normally agree, but there's only 27 laps left in this race. You got to think if another 10 to 12 laps go by, everybody's going to come down. So if you've got 2 sets left, might as well take one now if you're way back at the back of the pack.
Would you takey? 4 tires?
Yeah, we're not going to talk. I don't know where that came from, to be fair with you. That was that was a weird one. I felt like a kindergartner. I think it's snap time.
Yeah. I mean, this is a long race.
Been exciting, though. I'm honestly surprised that we haven't had more green flag running. I thought after watching Monday we would be a little cleaner. But through the first 70, it's been relatively rough. And if the first 70 is rough, the last 30 is going to be a little scary.
We got to figure, too, though, those Monday nights don't mean as much as these NISs.
Good point. You race a little bit harder on Friday night than you do Monday.
Yeah, because this is where all the, this is where all the big dogs show up and try to run. These things are important. Long races, these matter just a little more on that resume.
Lights on the pace car staying on. This time, actually, no, excuse me, they did just turn off, so we're going to be doubling up. Crazy to me at some tracks we can have relatively short cautions like Michigan when it's a 2-mile racetrack, but then you go to, something like, I don't know. There's a couple short tracks that feel like they just run too many caution laps. Richmond, one of them. I mean, I don't understand why the caution periods at Michigan feel like they're less time than the ones at Richmond. They shouldn't be, but it feels like it.
Well, Richmond, it takes so long for people to catch up to the actual pace cars, so you get an extra lap tacked on to begin with. Then on top,
maybe it's just more annoying because so many cautions happen at Richmond or at certain places that have like that extra pace lap.
They abbreviated the 2-mile and longer tracks back in I think 2020 to where they'd have 2 caution laps instead of the full 4 like we had everywhere else.
Thank God. Helping us out in the broadcast booth a little bit because, man, the cautions can get draining. And it runs, I mean, if you're running 4 caution laps, 5 caution laps at Michigan, I mean, you're just wasting precious green flag running that we could have. Luckily, we're not having that tonight. We're getting plenty of green flag running. Oh, yeah, Martinsville. Our producer bringing up Martinsville. Yeah, I never want to think about Martinsville and iRacing.
Don't we go there in
Disgusting.
a handful of weeks?
I mean, I don't know what hell's like, but I'd imagine it would be like Martinsville and iRacing. Coming back down to the green flag. Nicholas Roman is your race leader on the inside. That's his teammate, Jacob Schneider, on the outside. That's his other teammate, Tommy Gossett, in third. Sean Rogers in fourth. Matt Busa, fifth.
Good start for Vroman. Got clear to the guys behind him. Total control here coming in turn one. Coming down to the bottom, trying to pull it inside. Keep them side by side behind you.
Single file for the top three coming out of turn number two. Matt Busa looking to the inside of Sean Rogers down the back straightaway. He's not going to be able to do anything. Doesn't tuck back in line, though, because we've seen that 62 has been committed to the bottom. We thought that the top was just the place to be, right? It's the defensive line. It's where you want to be if you want to go forward. Well, Busa's making that bottom line work as well as anybody could possibly do it. And I mean, look at him. He's all the way up into the top five, and I haven't seen him get off the bottom of the racetrack too many times tonight.
I mean, I really personally think that Busa has the best car here. It's just so hard once you get to the front. You don't have somebody working with you to actually get the move done to get the lead. Because, I mean, how many times have we watched that man fly through the field like everybody was standing still?
Oh, no! He's going to have to do it again because he goes spinning off of turn number two. Sean Rogers gets collected as well going down onto the apron. Another spinner might have collected the inside wall. And we're back under caution.
Heartbreak for Big Booty Busa.
I'm just glad you said it.
I had to. Every time I talk about him, I get him killed, so I'm done talking about him. Matt,
He could not get those hips through that door coming out of turn two.
Listen to him. Listen to him clap.
Dang, Busa. If he ever listens back to this for whatever reason, he's just going to be so cross-eyed. Like, what? What did he just call me? You heard me,
He's
big
going to
booty.
be cross-eyed?
I call you big booty because you got a big booty. I have no idea what Busa looks like, so if he actually does have a fat ass, that'd be pretty funny.
I can't breathe.
All right, can we start? Hey, producer Darby, can we start a poll in chat to ask everybody whether they think Busa has a fat ass? How did I get a no for that? Come on. All right, everybody in chat, I need a yes or no answer. Yes or no, I'll count them up myself. Roger showing some displeasure in the chat.
Broadcasting company.
Oh, yeah, of course. Hey, whenever the racing action's going on, we call the racing pretty good, I think. It's just whenever the caution flag comes out, we completely lose our minds.
It looked like... Can't tell which Ryco car that is, but it looks like they came down just a little bit coming out of... I'm not saying anything. I plead the fifth.
Gossett. Yeah, it was Gossett.
Oh, Tommy,
Afraid for him. He got
come
heavy
on.
front damage.
Now, I'm going to be real with you for a second. Tommy, you run so good all race long. Did you get to the last 15 laps and just fall apart, man? Come on.
Oh, come on, Brown.
You got to get it going, brother.
I thought I had you on my side, buddy.
So that's a no for Big Booty Busa?
Yeah, unfortunately. He's the only vote so far, so I guess it's unanimous that Busa does not have a fat ass. That day.
And Darby's just sitting there wondering why he got the equivalent of Michael Waltrip and Kenny Wallace in the booth.
That's great. That's a good comparison.
That's
Yes!
the Terminator.
Yes, I'm voting yes immediately. BBB. Probably not the right way to put that chat out there. I think BBB has other meanings.
We're just going to let it slide.
3 votes. 3 votes. What are we looking at right now? Oh my gosh, it's 100% yes. After 3 votes. I know Brown's going to be voting no, but...
You should just DM Booster right now. Yo, you thick?
Tommy is mad. All I said was tough break for Tommy. I didn't say whether it was his fault or not. I'm looking it back to see if he did come down. I'm going to watch it on my own. Let's see. Yeah, watching it from the cockpit. They're also on the stream.
You're right, I am blind. I did not see Rogers coming down, too.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm watching Gossett from the rear chase, and he's following Vroman the race leaders line perfect. Maybe Boost is expecting him to come out of the corner a little quicker. To be honestly, Gossett didn't come down.
No, Boost had split up. Yeah,
Gossett did not come down.
It looked like it from one of the angles we looked at. It looked like he did come down, but no.
I think that, and he said y'all are blind, Tommy. I take exception to that. I did not put the blame on you.
I mean, I am blind.
That was Sheldon, buddy. That was Sheldon.
I've got 420 eyesight or something. I don't know what the numbers are. Tommy, man, I just want to see you get a good break, man. Like you do so good the first half of these things, and around the late half, you just find the worst luck possible. I don't know what the
that one was not on. That one wasn't on Tommy.
Go get him, man. Go prove me wrong. Go get the dub.
He's got a lot of front end damage. I think it's going to be a tough ask for Tommy at this point. He was looking quick beforehand though, so I do feel bad for him because that's a tough one coming out of turn 2. Look, the chat is 80% to 20% in favor of me, my way with Big Booty Busa, so I think it's confirmed. Coming back to the green flag, 21 laps to go. Nicholas Roman on the inside. That's his teammate on the outside again. Coming out of the restart zone, and we're back racing at Michigan. Hopefully, under the green flag for the final time.
Roman leading him off here into turn 1, side by side behind him, Schneider and Miller Bonds.
There's your pick through the middle.
On the outside, here he comes.
Oh, he got loose. Look at that, Joseph Squared on the inside coming out of turn number 3. Where has he been all race, Sheldon? That's your race pick. We hadn't said his name. I saw Pierce say something about him in the chat. That's all I've seen from Joseph all day. All of a sudden, he's up into 3rd.
I mean, it's Joseph, man, coming on strong here in the late. He knew that it was going to be aggressive and chaotic the first half of this thing. Here he is now, P3, all over the rear bumper of 2nd place, Jacob Schneider. And Newman down to the inside with an aggressive move.
It's not going to be enough, though. Way too high up the racetrack for Busa. Joseph's going to have the better runoff. He's going to have the draft down the top side of the racetrack. And he might get a little bit of a bump draft down the back straightaway, but he's getting side sucked back by Newman. Brad's trying everything he can coming out of turn 3, able to keep it steady with Joseph as they funnel down into the corner. Can he utilize that inside groove? Can he slide up across his nose? No, he can't. He is sliding, though, pushing him out towards the wall. Then they're side by side for the race lead right in front. Jacob Schneider's made the move. He's to the inside of his teammate Roman for the race lead of the line.
Here they are side by side. Schneider getting the pull on the inside line. Going to even out just a little bit coming here into turn 1. Roman's got the help, though, on the outside, and he's going to pull through here in the center of turns 1 and 2. No contest.
Roman up on the outside. He's got some help from his teammate, Joseph Squared. Schneider tried to make the move, was not able to stick, could not clear Roman, and now it's Joseph who has the opportunity here in 2nd to make a move on his teammate.
Oh, man, it's just that closing rate coming off of turn 4 when they go up to clear themselves, man, it scares the heck out of me every time. I swear I think we're going to see a 20-car pile-up each time.
I see GridVision Orange up in the top 5 again.
Yes, you do.
Man, I love seeing them GridVision colors up towards the front of the field. Levine's come back from some damage on an earlier accident. He's back fighting up towards the top 5, falling back to 6 now. A lot of these guys have been in accidents, have had damage tonight, to be fair. You see Busa again down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's in the fringes of the top 20, trying to get back up here towards the front.
And later we get in this thing, the more that you can expect from Busa, too. Very aggressive in the first half of this thing, and here we are 4 wide down the front straightaway. Busa on the bottom. And I think Nikki on the top.
Is Joseph going to make the move down to 1? No, Joseph stays in line in 2nd. He's been all over the back bumper of Roman. Just not ready to make that move just yet from that 2nd place position. He's just going to hang on to it. Side by side for 3rd, 2 Ryco cars. Schneider, Bonds going at it. Bonds is on the outside. Schneider on the inside. And then you got Montanelli in 4th now, who's powering by on the outside. And just about a 3 wide battle. It's going to be 3 wide as we funnel down into turn number 3. Levine way to the outside.
Joseph on the
to
inside
the
of Roman.
inside. My word, they're all racing everywhere on the racetrack. Everybody going for everything they've got. Coming to 16 laps to go, 3 wide for the race lead. Schneider shooting the gap in the middle.
They may look like teammates, but they're not racing like it right now. Guys using each other up every chance they get, try to get the lead. Roman's going to get a side draft on the outside of Schneider.
He cleared
Schneider's
him.
going to clear himself, and here comes Roman.
Roman to the inside, down the back straightaway, tight, almost pushing Schneider against the fence, down the back straightaway, contact between the two before we come down to 3. Roman retakes the lead as quick as he lost it, but he overdrove the corner. Schneider back down to the bottom, down to the paint, and pushes the 95 back up the racetrack, side by side again down to the line.
And if you are Ken Byron, you are holding your breath as you look at least 6 of your cars up here in a Hornets Nest battling for the lead with less than 15 laps to go.
Oh, contact! Joseph squared on the outside. He's going to get to the outside of Roman for second. That contact lets Schneider clear them both for the lead. Joseph squared. Now he's got that preferred groove in second.
Joseph squared, gets up to the top, passes Roman down the back straightaway, all over the rear bumper of Schneider as they come into 3. Not going to be able to get anything done right now, though.
Joseph lining up his next move. Now he's clear into second. Can he build the run from behind? Brad Newman into the fence way further back for about the 10th place spot. He's created a huge log jam. 4 wide, 5 wide down the front straightaway at Michigan.
You clipped a little there, buddy.
Well,
3
they got 5
wide,
wide for
making
a
it
moment.
work. Not quite. Newman all over the outside of the 29. They're 4 again.
2 rows of 4 wide. How does it work? It doesn't. They're wrecking coming off at turn number 2. The 91 goes sideways. Matt Busa gets wrecked. Multiple drivers spinning down to the apron and into the inside wall. This is the big one. We've seen multiple tonight, but this is the biggest.
Oh, huge crash. I mean, you saw it happening, though. You see Newman side by side with Acosta coming out, too. You know something's going to go down.
Well, you see 2
4
rows
wide.
of 4 wide back to back, and well, you don't get a 4 wide call from the spotter. Which iRacing, can we fix that? Can we get a 4 wide call for oval?
Oh,
if we're gonna
hit the wall a ton.
if we're gonna run this ridiculous next gen package, can we get a 4 wide call? Because we're 4 wide everywhere. That's bigger than a mile and a half.
We're watching Hoffman. This whole thing's just going to break out right in front of him. Looked like he hit the wall. Oh,
yeah.
Netcode turns him around, head on into the fence. Man.
To be fair, he was already 14 laps down, so I don't think he cares too much.
Yeah, but man, you don't want to tear the nose off that thing when you know you got 3 spots sitting out there in front of you after that wreck.
I mean, it started with Brad Newman on the outs, or in that first 4 wide on the, in the first grouping of 4 wide, and then obviously the second grouping of 4 wide right behind him made some contact as well. I think that the main wreck started in the second pack, right? You see some contact in the first one right here as they're 4 wide.
Let's take a look.
But they get it sorted okay. It's the one
no,
behind them.
Was it Busa that stirred that, or? Because Busa, you see him sideways coming out of turn 2, aiming back up into the track.
I'm looking at Joseph Tucker. He's the one that got caught completely sideways in the middle of the back straightaway in that second grouping of 4. So I know that he was at least the or around the catalyst of what kind of caused that.
Oh, hang on. I just gotta get the names here.
So 91 Joseph on the he kind of him and whoever was 3 wide middle or 4 wide middle with him. They made door contact, came down the racetrack, got into Busa, and kind of caused the whole thing.
Yeah, Tucker got into the middle of a match of ping pong between Bomarama and Busa, and just around she goes, and the rest of the field's caught up in it after that.
Yeah, Roger. That's one thing I really just don't get. I don't understand why we don't have 4 wide calls yet. I mean, look at this racetrack. Look how wide this freaking thing is. I mean, I get not having 5,
soon.
but dude, we've seen if we're gonna be racing pack racing at Michigan, we've got to have 4 wide calls.
I think iRacing didn't expect us to make it past 3 wide before we wrecked, based on previous years.
Well, to be fair, the 3 wide calls aren't very good either most of the time. I get cleared all the time whenever I'm 3 wide, or they'll say clear high, and I'm not clear high.
So there's this really cool app that I use. It's called Crew Chief, and it's been around for a long time.
Yeah,
and
I was
the
using
spotter
iOverlay
on that. The spotter on Crew Chief is amazing.
I was getting on iOverlay, so I had a visual. Like having the visual of like where they're lined up is very nice.
Yeah, like it'll give you pit box countdowns and tell you what the leader's pace is.
See, but that frustrates me. If crew chief is that good, it frustrates me that we don't have that in the actual game, right? Shouldn't we, if it is possible to build that great of a software that works that way for the game, why is that not naturally built into the game? Because most people are not going to go and get some third-party software.
I mean, it's like IRFFB too for your force feedback, right? Like, it makes iRacing's force feedback like 10,000 times better, depending on what wheel you have. But not many people, you don't have those options on the sim. It's just iRacing can only encompass so much, I feel, before they're overtaxing themselves. I mean, as long as they keep giving us good updates, as long as they keep giving us, new cars and laser scans, I'm okay with having to download other software for things. It opens up the market a little bit.
I agree with being okay to download for other things. I download for other things, but the thing is, like, the average iRacer, most of the guys at Top Split probably have something, but the average iRacer, the guys around 2,000, 3,000 iRating, most of those don't. And I feel like it's a detriment, man, not having that extra information. Either way, enough rambling about what iRacing should add, because they do I gotta say, they do a great job adding some amazing things. That Tempest system is absolutely amazing on the road course side of things, so I want to sing their praises too. But either way, coming to 10 laps to go, hopefully, I know I've said this before, hopefully for the final time tonight, under the green flag, Jacob Schneider up on the race lead, Joseph Squared on his outside, and we're back to green.
Jacob Schneider with a really good pull here with Levine and Vroman tucked in line behind him. They're going to leave that outside line just snoozing for the time being as they come down to turn 1.
Single file for the front 3, Jacob Schneider, Nicholas Vroman, Justin Levine, all cycling it out. Vroman looking to the inside of Schneider. They're going to be tight coming down the back straightaway. Vroman with the huge side draft, and then he breaks it as he just about gets clear, but Schneider's going to get the side draft right before the corner. Can he drive it in hard enough on the outside? No, he can't. Nicholas Vroman back to the race lead in 3.
But here comes Schneider with the crossover in 3 and 4, back down to the inside of Vroman. We saw this earlier. See how it's going to work out this time. Schneider gets a side draft, and here's running a caution.
Gosh, guys, stop wrecking for 25th, you bunch of idiots. I told you on Monday I'm going to stop holding back. I'm going to start calling people out for being complete dumbasses, all right? So let's replay this one. I cannot stand wrecking for 25th with 8-9 laps to go. It is the stupidest crap.
I would hate to be the guy that causes this right about now. What we got here?
3 wide. Hodgson comes up into the 21. Just leaves him no room for no reason. Yes, even. Hodgson came up into the 21.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong car. I was looking at the row ahead.
I like Nolan, so I'm not. I like a lot of the guys that are on here, all right? So I don't want to go like too crazy on anybody. But come on, man. Come on, there's 9 laps to go. We're in 25th. You're 3 wide. Give him a little bit more room. And to be fair, we were just talking about the iRacing spotter. Maybe the spotter didn't even give him the 3 wide call. I find that hard to believe in that instance. You got to leave more room there.
I mean, we're just at that point. It's crunch time, man. We got less than 10 laps to go. Everybody's trying to get everything they possibly can.
I get it. I just hate it for 25th. I hate it for 25th. I hate it for 25th.
And some people try a little too damn hard for what position they're in. It's
goodness gracious.
Tale as old as time.
There's been too many cautions tonight, man. I was really hyped after Monday night. It was going to be a fantastic race. That's what I was kind of thinking in my mind. And whenever we've been racing, it has been fantastic, but it's just really irritating. A lot of the cautions tonight have been from 20th on back. I told you, though, I'm not gonna mince words too heavily anymore. Still don't want to completely roast the ever-living hell out of somebody, but I'm gonna call you out.
I'm gonna roast the hell out of Justin Levine, man. Carrying the GridVision colors, running 3rd. Come on, dude, get up on the wheel. Let her eat, Hoss.
Oh, God bless. Next week is Daytona, isn't it? That'll be great. Yeah, to be fair, Daytona's fun as heck to watch in the broadcast booth if we stay green with the next gen car. I don't know. I don't know how the real life next gen sucks on the super speedways, but then it's amazing in the service
on here. Like, it feels like the 550 package on here with the amount of drag.
It does. It feels exactly like the old the old super speedway package that they used to run in the Gen 6 era, but
the one
it's nothing even close to what we've got in real life. Thank God in this instance.
also thank God that they're not running that package in real life either, because my stomach was tied to knots every time they went around Daytona or Talladega.
I loved it.
Oh, it was so bad. Then the Newman incident happened. I was like, I said it like the year before when they said, yeah, we're getting rid of the plate and going with high drag. I was like, somebody's going to get killed. And we damn near saw it in 2020. And oh my God, I was about throwing up for the rest of the night after that. That is one of the few wrecks that's actually made me ill. And like, I saw Nadu's wreck at Richmond in 03 in person. So
can't wait to see it next week, Roger. I hope that heck, we got a bunch of races there next week, right? We got obviously the Monday night is going to be fantastic, a little bit shorter race, and then the NiS on Friday from Daytona. You know, again, if you've never seen the iRacing Cup car at a super speedway, it's fun. It's exciting. It's very fun to watch. I'm telling you, it's not like what we see in real life where they're just puttering around fuel saving the entire time and two even rows that don't go anywhere. And then sometimes you see a 3-wide row just because the 2 inside rows are saving. You don't see that bull crap. You see people actually racing, actually trying to get to the front. It's fantastic to watch.
I ran a Carb Cup a couple weeks back, and man, that was a blast.
Jordan, that's basically what I've been saying all week. This is a package, a style of racing where I absolutely love watching it on the broadcast whenever we stay green. But racing in this is very irritating, man. I mean, it is just frustrating as hell. But either way, coming back to 6 laps to go, I'm not even going to say it this time. I'm not going to say what I've been saying. There's no dang way. Nicholas Roman coming back to the restart zone. No jinxes this time. 6 to go, coming up to the restart zone. Nicholas Roman, Jacob Schneider, Justin Levine. Who's it going to be? Or will it be somebody way back, further back in the pack? We're racing again, and an instant jump out further back. Aaron Vasquez looking to the outside of Newman. Already door banging for the lead between teammates. Roman and Schneider going at it.
And here on the bottom comes... No, they just put in turn 1. I had to stop for a second.
Racing hard. Schneider's got that outside groove. A couple people getting pushed into the outside wall. Levine pushing him through in second. Roman, a little bit of door contact, but with him coming down into turn number 3, trying to slow down the 1. Coming through the corner side by side for second. Who gets the momentum coming off? Who gets the help coming off? More importantly, from Joseph Squared. It's going to be Roman on the bottom side.
Joseph Squared lined up with Roman here on the bottom, pushing him through the middle.
They're wrecking. They're wrecking huge.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Oh, they're still wrecking into 1. They're still wrecking. A little bit further back. They're able to save it. God bless, dude. Oh, boy. Well, it wasn't for 25th that time.
Yeah, thank you, new damage model, because a lot of these guys are still out there because of that.
Did Rogers just right rear Patovich? Or did Patovich come up?
Take a better look here. Patovich down here on the bottom. Looks, he's holding his line there, coming up just a little bit late in the...
Yeah, he came up late, period. He came up late, period.
Rogers, Rogers just held what he had and
oh, boy,
grabbed a little extra.
Well, that's super speedway racing on iRacing. Oh, boy.
Well, one thing I'm happy we haven't seen is bumper hooks.
I mean, that was a bumper hook, wasn't it?
No, different deal. That's clearing yourself.
Okay, well, fair. He hooked his own bumper, I guess. We'd like to appreciate, or we'd like to say a big thank you to everybody watching in chat here tonight for the NiS race tonight for Ryco. Been a interesting race so far. Whenever we've had green flag racing, it's been fun, been very exciting. Unfortunately, it just has not been able to stay green for too long, especially over the course of the last 30 or so. Just really hard racing all throughout it. Nobody willing to lift. And you know, it's a product of the package too. I can't harp too hard on anybody. It's the way of racing here. Everybody's just packed up tight with huge runs. It really lends itself to this style of aggressiveness. Lends itself to these cautions. but it's still irritating to watch. And I'm sure it's even more irritating for these guys having to pace around at caution speed.
So here's a question for you. How many of them green white checkers do you think we're going to dip into?
God, I hope none. I hope this is the one we're using. Luckily, it looks like we're gonna have one more lap of pacing because the lights on the pace car are still out coming out of turn 2 here. So this will give us our first green white checkered. It'll be an official one, so it will at least use one of them. So if we do have to use all 3, at least it's not going to be 4 green white checkers like it would be if we had a natural one.
We have frustration in the driver channel already.
I mean, we're 97 laps in, and we've had a gajillion cautions.
Or currently. Sorry, my brain's fried the amount of cautions.
I don't know. Do you think if we get to the white flag on any of these restarts, do you think it's one of the 3 Ryco cars up front? Do you think it's Jacob Schneider, Nicholas Roman, Justin Levine, somebody, or I'll throw Joseph in there too because they're in the front 2 rows. Do you think it's somebody from the front 2 rows that are going to win this, or do you think it's going to be a surprise from somebody a little bit further back using a big run down the back straightaway to find some momentum?
These guys up here at the front have been so good at blocking. I think it's going to be from those first 2 rows. Look, this is the cream of the crop here. These are the guys that have been running the best most of this night. I mean, even Newman, 5th place, you know, we don't talk about him in the greatest of lights a lot of times, but dude, he has been aggressive. He has been on it from the start of this thing. Those first 5 cars, any one of those fellas can win it. Outside of that, I don't know. You know, it's a possibility, but we need to have a big old wreck coming out turn 4. It's my opinion.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that we've seen it. And with the way we're racing tonight, and honestly with the way the Ryco cars are racing each other up front on these restarts, I wouldn't be surprised if they got together and wrecked each other.
Absolutely not. And, you know, also wouldn't be surprised if we saw Levine throw it 3 here, take Newman with him by chance. I don't see these guys working much more together at this point.
Oh boy, well, we're about to use our first green white checkered. Hopefully. Nope. I can't say that again. Either way. Roman on the outside, Schneider on the inside. It's anyone's best guess. The way that these guys are racing each other up front, there's just no telling. I really do feel like if Roman and Schneider meet each other, coming together again, make that door contact coming into turn number 1, I think it ends wrong.
Well, one way to know, and we're about to find out as they get ready to take the green here.
Who gets the better push? Who gets the better launch on the restart? Jacob Schneider on the inside, Nicholas Roman on the outside. 2 laps to go. This is the first green white checkered.
Schneider's going to duck it down to the bottom to try and keep the air from Roman off of his right rear, keep him from getting affected by the side draft. It's going to leave Levine hanging out right now, though, in 3rd.
With a block from Schneider through 2. Roman all over the back bumper trying to get him loose. Schneider throwing the block on the exit. Oh, tight between the 2. Weird contact coming out of the corner. They're okay. Levine throws a bad block on Brad Newman. Thinks better of it. Back to the inside. He's going to slip back to 4th. Try to get back to the inside of Joseph Squared for 3rd. Do we stay green to the white flag?
Here they come. Out turn 4. A little sideways up top. Going to stay green, though. White flag. This is it. This is the end of the race.
If they wreck now, it doesn't matter. No, yellow is going to come out there 4 wide. Further back, Matt Busa way on the bottom trying to get back into the top 10. But up front, it is all Ryco. Jacob Schneider hanging on to that first place spot. Justin Levine almost gets turned further back for 3rd. They're in a side-by-side battle, but Schneider might just be too far out in front. He is gone down the back straightaway, and Vroman has absolutely no help. Funneling down into turn number 3. Can Vroman get there? Is there anything he can do coming out of the corner? No, there's not. Jacob Schneider out of turn number 4 with absolutely nobody to challenge. It's going to be Jacob Schneider winning the NiS race from Michigan.
On the day of the loss of Bloomquist, Jacob Schneider's going to get it done, driving that Scott Bloomquist tribute paint scheme. I don't think there's anything more fitting than that.
I'm glad it was one of them that got it done, and not Vroman. No disrespect to Vroman, but he didn't have the paint scheme. So, for one of the Ryco cars to win and it be one with the paint scheme on, that's Absolutely incredible for Jacob Schneider with that paint scheme. Team owner Ken Byron sent me a message during the broadcast saying that he was good family friends with Bloomquist. So I just obviously heartfelt sympathies out to that entire family and anybody related, whether it be family or friends. And for Jacob Schneider, for Ryco to do this with these tribute paint schemes, really big deal for all of those guys.
It is absolutely beautiful sentiment, and Bloomquist just an absolute legend of motorsports, and one just incredible personality to witness as a fan for all these years.
I like that he's also just parked it there. Yep, nothing flashy, just pure tribute to a legend. And so we're going to leave you with this visual as we head to our final commercial break. Whenever we come back, we will have interviews with the top three, including Jacob Schneider with that fantastic tribute paint.
You do.
Welcome back to tonight's Ryco Performance Friday night NiS Top Split. We've just finished up here, and Jacob Schneider is your race winner. Nicholas Roman and Justin Levine round out the podium. Joseph Squared, Brad Newman, Aaron Vasquez, Alex Montanelli, Miller Bonds, Justin Nenke, and Stan Hammonds round out the top 10.
In 11th place, we got Jose Acosta, followed by Alan Bajari. 13th place is going to be Matt Busa. 14th is going to be Nolan Hodgson. 15th place is going to be Kevin King, followed by Jacob Klein, Tommy Gossett, PB Henry, Cole Pauken, who had a really good run up at the front earlier in 19th, and Matty McGuire rounds your top 20.
21st place was Luis Becerra. 22nd, Raul Saraiva. 23rd, J.R. Barbarema. 24th, Jason Maines. 25th, Joseph Tucker. Jeff Shutt, Nicholas Padovich, Sean Rogers, Charles Velasquez, and Vincent Crow round out the top 30.
And 31st, we have, Edstrom's favorite, Thomas Komaleski. Oh, Komaleski. There we go. With Clayton Hoffman, unfortunate finish in 32nd, followed by Pedro Oliveira, Lucas Abreu, Roger Pierce in 36th. Then, 35th. Then 36 is going to be Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. And 37th, round out your field, is going to be Matt Cox.
That's going to do it for your full race rundown. Next up, we're going to jump into our driver interviews tonight. And first up, we're going to pull up our third place finisher, Justin Levine. We don't get to talk to the boss man too often in the broadcast booth, but we come to Michigan, a place where you get where you get some big runs, and you can come from the back to the front, and the dirty air doesn't matter too much. Levine can find his way up to the front of the field. Justin, how was it driving that Ryco Performance Ford Mustang tonight?
The Ryco car was incredible. From the back to the front all night long. Get wrecked, drive back up there, fix it, do it again. But the racing with this package is just absolute garbage.
Yeah, that's basically how I've been saying it in the broadcast booth. It's fantastic to watch. Yeah, it's fantastic to watch. It's the most irritating thing in the world to race. So how do you get through it, especially in a night like tonight, right? Monday night, we didn't have a lot of cautions. It felt like y'all could race. Tonight, especially the last 40 laps, Caution City. How do you get into a rhythm? How do you fight through the field? How do you even play your strategy, right, whenever it's just yellow after yellow after yellow?
When it's just constant yellows, unfortunately, you have to use every fender of this car. I had to door Joseph, I think, out of 4 or into 3, one or the other, just to create some separation because we're side by side watching Nick and Jacob drive away, and we don't have a shot, and neither of us is going to roll over. So I had to make some clearance, and I did. But when it's just constant cautions, it's beyond frustrating, and especially for the back of the field. Like I know everyone's trying to get to the front, and you got to send it, and you got to make these moves, and it's the package. The package creates this, and on top of it, you know, we're not pro drivers, so, and then also netcode involved and stuff, so it's bound to happen that we wreck.
Well, Justin, definitely a very interesting race from the broadcast booth's perspective, and an interesting race from yours. Just one last question. You know, you had that big save coming down to that inside wall on that accident. You know, what in the world was running through your mind whenever you were cranking that wheel, I don't know, 360 degrees to the right and just barely tapped it with the left rear? Were you just kind of thanking your lucky stars, thinking you still had a shot?
Yeah, I was cold brown. I was cranking the wheel hard, as hard as I could, tapped the wall at the rear end, and had damage all race long. It killed my straightaway speed. But very thankful to be able to continue on and salvage something, but the salvage turned into a P3, so I'm ecstatic with that. I didn't think we were going to be able to crack the top 10 with the damage, because when we went back green after that wreck, I struggled to break the top 20. I really had to overdrive the car into the corner because I just didn't have the mile per hour in like I had to get into the corner and pass people.
Well, Justin, we appreciate you coming up and talking to us into the booth. Who do you have to thank?
Definitely you guys, best broadcast team in your business. Big shout out to Ryco and Ken Byron. Can't appreciate them enough. Without them, I'm not this fast. These cars are absolutely incredible, and as a customer, it shows week in, week out that I'm able to run with the team guys, that this is legit stuff, and we're out here dominating all week long and beating all the other setup shops. So the numbers and stats prove this is the team.
Well, Justin, congratulations for the top 3 finish. It was a heck of a drive coming from the back to the front multiple times tonight, even after the damage. So big congratulations on the heck of a finish tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that was GridVision owner Justin Levine coming home in 3rd place tonight for the NiS race. Next up, Sheldon Atkins is going to be standing by with our 2nd place finisher, Nicholas Froman.
Hey, how's it going, Nick?
Hi.
Led a whole bunch of laps tonight. Looked like you were in perfect shot to get this thing done until we got to those cautions there at the end. Is there really anything that you think you could have done a little different to get that thing steered away from Jacob Schneider?
If I could drive everybody's car on track so we didn't have so many freaking cautions, that probably would have helped. But yeah, I mean, do something in 2 laps. It's kind of hard, you know. And I think on a white flag coming through 1 and 2, I crossed his wake and got stupid fucking tight, and that was the end of it. So no, I mean, outside of controlling all 30 cars on track, maybe, but yeah, I don't think I'm capable of that.
Yeah, it'd be mind-numbing to try that too at the same time. Well, I mean, outside of that, who do you want to throw a thank you and a shout out to you for this one?
Thank you guys to the booth, man. You know, it's fun watching these races. Shout out to everybody in Ryco who puts in all the work, and yeah.
No, buddy, you have yourself a good night. Sounds like you need to go crack a nice cold one and sit back and relax after this chaos that we just witnessed here.
Perfect. We are.
Yes, you sound great. You sound so happy. Just here so you don't get fined, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, man. Wait, have a good night, Nick.
You too,
Go get him next week.
That was your 2nd place finisher, Nicholas Vroman. Next up, we're going to pull up our race winner tonight in that beautiful, beautiful Scott Bloomquist paint scheme. Jacob Schneider, heck of a win for you tonight, man. I mean, great restarts for you at the end, going at it between teammates, you, Joseph Squared, Levine, Ryco Customer. You know, it was just all Ryco cars up front, and you were the one that came out on top. How's it feel tonight?
Yeah, it's nice to win for Bloomquist. Pretty sad day, you know, in motorsports. But it was really fun racing the Ryco team and the Ryco customers. It can be awkward sometimes when we get mad at each other in the same Discord, but it was a fun race. We had a bunch of yellows, but like it wasn't too bad up front. I feel like we had some good tight racing up front, so I'm happy about that.
everything up front was very exciting. Most of the accidents were happening about 15th to 20th on back, which made it more entertaining for the broadcast. But regardless, you still kept yourself up front the entire night to stay away from all of that mess, which is probably a big reason why you brought it home up at the top. But, on that last restart, I felt like that was the only restart in the entire time where the front two broke off and gave themselves a gap, and the second place never had anybody to build a run with. Whenever that restart happened and you got done with that first lap and you knew the white flag was out and you saw your mirror, didn't see any help for Roman from behind, did you know that last lap was going to be as easy as it was going to be at that point?
No, I didn't think it was going to be easy. Roman, he's obviously very good, and he's our team leader, so I expected him to beat me tonight. But yeah, I think he just got tight 1 and 2. I think he could have still built a run down the backstretch without help. The draft was so powerful, but he just got too close to me in 2 and got tight, and that's where it was over. But starting the white flag lap, I didn't know if I was going to come out on top or not.
Well, nonetheless, you still had a heck of a restart there at the finish, and I hate to say lucky with them not building a run behind, but fortunate, I guess, at the very least, right? It's Michigan. It's basically a ridiculous super speedway. You have to have a little bit of luck to finish this thing at the end of the day.
We've been calling it Atlanta, but you have to lift.
That's a great way to describe it, man. That's perfect. That is exactly how this racetrack races like. God bless. Well, Jacob, sorry, that was a little off on the tangent, but who do you have to thank at the end of this one? A heck of a victory for you in that beautiful paint scheme.
Yeah, thank you. I got to thank everybody at RYCO, Ryco Performance Group. They just put together rocket ships, and the driving is easy. The sets are so good. They really just carry me. I'm not really a 9,500 iRating. I'm probably more like a 7, but the sets just carry me. And everybody over there puts in so much work every week. Just got to thank them all.
You say you're just a 7, like that's like a baseline iRating. Like there's not only like 300 or 400 people that have that.
iRating inflation is real.
It is. I'll agree with you on that. It's definitely real, but still, regardless, you say it like that's nothing, man. That's still fantastic. And the fact you're 9,500, it's a tribute, or not a tribute. It's a testament to your skill and the setups under you. I think it's a little bit of both. So congratulations tonight, Jacob. Heck of a race from you. You kept yourself up front all night, and a deserved winner at the end of the night.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the broadcast. It'll be fun to watch it back tomorrow.
We can't wait for you to get your eyes on it for sure.
Just let us know what you think about Busa.
Uh,
After you watch the broadcast, it'll make sense.
I got you.
My God. Okay, well, that was your race winner, Jacob Schneider. Sheldon tried to throw it off rails at the end, but congratulations once again to Jacob Schneider at the end of this race, winning it at Michigan. Fantastic from him. Sheldon, thank you for completely throwing me off there. What did you think of the race tonight?
Well, like we've covered already. If it wasn't for the wrecks, for 90th, would have been an amazing race. There was such great racing up there at the front, and lots of good moves, blocks, aggressive moves, and big booties being thrown around all night. So looking forward to what we go to Daytona next week, don't we?
We do.
Man, we're gonna get in trouble.
If you want more big booty blocks, tune in next week. You will see plenty of it. I guarantee that. But that is going to do it here from us, from the entire GridVision team. We'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or starting your career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Congratulations to Jacob Schneider on winning tonight's race from the Michigan International Speedway. This has been Austin Edstrom, standing alongside Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire. We will see you next time on the grid.